Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I'm reminded of a scene in the, when was it, 1999, around there, the Matt LeBlanc blog version of Lost in Space, right? Who remembers the Matt LeBlanc version of Lost in Space? I remember the Matt LeBlanc version of Lost in Space, which I thought was pretty actually kind of fun. I liked it a lot, right? So there was, when you watch it, there is, who was it? The guy who plays Edward and Mrs. Simpson. What's the name of that actor? So he's playing a role that was clearly meant for the guy who played Dr. Smith, right? So then later on in the in it, you have this like time dilation thing, and you get an older version of Will Robinson, right? And an aged version, clearly supposed to be played by Billy Mummy, right? Clearly intended to be, and it would have been much better had it been played by him. But he has this. He has this line in it when you're introduced. He goes, "All things come to those who wait." So, this all things come to those who wait. Noel Clarke had to wait, and I think he's been vindicated, frankly. We have a system of jurisprudence, right, where we establish if somebody can be reasonably described as being guilty of a crime. And it's quite a good system, and it protects everybody involved. It protects the victims of crime, and also protects people from being disingenuously accused of committing crimes. So I don't know what happened with Noel Clarke. I have never met him. I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. I didn't witness any of these events involved. I do know the this article that came out about a year ago, alleging he was a serial sexual harasser. Doesn't hold water, right? I do know that article is not verifiable in any way, and lies, and just openly lies a lot in it. It says 20 women have stepped forward. Apparently it was 14. And people go, well, 14, that's enough, is it? Maybe. But you've really got to look at the claims in general. And know what you know. That's an important thing. That was something that was taught to me by the rabbi of my rabbinical ceremony, Aisha Torah, Rabbi Noah Weinberg of blessed memory. Know what you know, right? And it's really mind-blowing what you don't know and what you've been told, right? Know that somebody's telling you something, or know what you know. A great example of that, if you ever watch Survivor, I love a bit of Survivor, man. They had this one guy on it a few years ago, Russell Hantz, who was crazy or brilliant, one of the two, probably both. But he would just lie, right? He did things like he would go and hide people's shoes, or one of their shoes, or something like that, and then say he didn't know anything about it, right? Just to make them crazy. He gave this whole story about how he was a fireman, and really he was a millionaire oil baron, right? And he would just lie, right? He would just lie. Know what you know. All you know is when somebody's told you something, is that somebody has told you something. And you got to ask them, why are you being told that, right? Maybe they want to communicate the truth to you. Maybe they have much darker motives going on. That could be, right? That could totally be. So this article, which was written by John the White, who I don't know. I know him on Twitter, was meticulously researched. He went through every of the everybody's allegations against him. Now it's worth mentioning that the police found nothing to prosecute, and I think if they could find something to prosecute, this would be a very popular prosecution, right? I think it would work well for the police to prosecute Noel Clarke. Right, I think when people go, oh yes, they're dealing with toxic men, right? So I think if there's any and there's any possibility of reaching a conviction, they would have gone for it. But there is no possibility of reaching a conviction after going over this article that you see why. So anyway, I talk about it in detail. I go over it in detail, not as much detail as John the White, right? I can't. My brain isn't big enough. I can't do it. Okay, my brain just reached to a point where it goes, oh, shut up! When it gets the facts and figures and things like that, shut up! I mean, I don't mind knowing the production diaries from Doctor Who in 1973. I do mind, knowing all these minute details about law and things like that. It just annoys me that I have to. Anyway, I go into some detail, and we go through the allegations, and really, there's no there. There is no there. It seems to be as likely or more likely that there's one person who had a financial beef with Noel and not Noel Clarke and his company. When they left, who may have exacerbated, exaggerated, or maybe lied, right, and pulled people together to counsel him, right, because I just don't think you get people of the best moral character working in the entertainment industry. I think that's an ongoing truism, isn't it? Yeah, we don't. It's not really where you find your Mother Teresa, is it? Working as a runner on whatever it is, Beverly Hills Cop 23. Oh, there is a fourth Beverly Hills Cop coming out. I forgot about that. It's not a place you go to find moral integrity, is it? So there you go. So that's what's that was happening. But then, even more fascinatingly, the Twitterati, which I don't go into in detail as well, they lose it. They absolutely lose their shit, because one thing a hate mob really needs is to not feel like a hate mob, right? Once they feel like they're bad people, it's not fun anymore, right? It's okay going to a lynching of a black man, right? When you morally justify it, saying, "Oh, look, he's trying to touch our women. Well, we got to protect our women. We got to be virtuous," right? That's always what it is, right? Look, those Jews, they're trying to rip us off. Oh, we're being virtuous. If you take their virtue away, they don't like it, right? They don't like, because it's hate mobs are all the same, and they always happen for the same reason, because people are small and cowardly, and they don't like being small and cowardly, and that's why I think they attack other people, to not feel like the useless bits of shits that they actually are. Which, I think it's fair. So they freak out totally. I went over this on my live stream on Sundays. I'm recording this intro on the August 23rd. The live stream was what? On the 21st, I think? Yeah, on the 21st. So, okay, like, share, subscribe, comment. Please do subscribe. I'm getting close to 3,500 subscribers, right? I'm just a few out. If you can hit the subscribe button, that really genuinely helps me. How does it help me? I don't know. It makes me happy, okay? It makes me happy. Why does it make me happy? I'm shallow, okay? Like any other human being, I am shallow. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment, sign up my Substack, my email newsletter. I give out tons of free stuff on that. Like, share, subscribe, comment. And you know what? May I suggest... go to Twitter and just give Noel Clarke your support, right? Just let him know that we're in your corner, because I think he's been through absolute hell for no good reason, right? I really, really think that's what's going on. Fine, so let me hand over to me from 2 nights ago. Can there be justice for Noel Clarke? Can there be an investigation by John White? Hashtag justice for Noel Clarke. I recommend you all using this hashtag, right? Because, we live in strange times, mate. We're all in this together. That's why. Okay, blah, blah. Okay, I can't go into all the detail, right? It hurts my head, right? Update before the article's released, no actors put a dramatic tweet on just... Okay, fine. In the 90-second video... Clarke makes it clear he asserted his right to access under the Freedom of Information Act and got categorical proof there are no complaints were ever made about him to the police by anyone. He further states that he has verified by 4 detectives that this investigation, in this investigation, I have discovered no more than 5 people went to the police, one of them a man. But based on Clarke's statement, none of his accusers ever took the story to law. More questions to be asked. Okay. So again, what happens when you actually start looking into things, right? It's the thing they don't want you to do the most, right? They never want you to look into it. The article is a result of several weeks' investigation is undertook because I've seen this question being asked in a wider society. And looking deeper into all the circumstances that led to Noel Clarke being accused of being a sexual predator. I mean, honestly, it doesn't pass the sniff test. He's he might be a bit laddish, right? But like when we look at She-Hulk, right? We will see. I mean, I think this is a different. Maybe it seems to be the complaints come from a different perception of what things mean, right? And look, in essence, yeah, it was a purely masculine workplace in the 70s, right? Or mostly masculine workplace in the 70s. Over the subsequent 30 years, women have entered the workplace. By the way, who's got screwed over by that most? Oh, that'll be women. Real? I mean, like, yes, self-actualization. Now you've got to like scrimp and save, and like, you can't breathe or think. Karney says, John was on Gobby Guy's channel. Yeah, I got to watch this. I also got to watch Noel's stream about it as well. I've been away. What you want? It's like this all blew up while I was away, right? I was eating really well, right? I want to tell you how freaking awesome my wife is, if I may. Right? My wife is so freaking awesome that I told her how incredibly good the pizza was, right? And I got her in the mood for pizza. So when we got home, we often make a pizza with the tortilla, get the air fryer. But she knew I was into it as well, so she made dough from scratch and before the stream said, "Oh look, I made your pizza." I'm like, really? How'd you get it to be any better? Right. So after this, I have a fresh made pizza waiting for me. So sorry for the aside, but I'm very excited about this. So section break. I mean, again, he so doesn't pass this. I mean, like Harvey Weinstein. Nobody's going to go, "Oh no, he can't be a." Look at it. I mean, Meryl Streep did, obviously, lying cunt that she is. But nobody's saying, right? Nobody's saying. It doesn't fall. You can sort of tell, like, oh, Kevin Spacey's a weird gay rapist. Who knew? Anybody ever met him? I mean, like, he doesn't get to be that creepy for nothing. Having said that, miss him in the movies. Miss him in the movies. What can I tell you? Also, my brothers is here. How you doing? Okay, fine. If you're getting more into establish, I'd like to establish how I involve looking into. Okay, look, mate. I know. My head has too much information in already. I know. Listen, John, you're very good at this because you know all this is very, very, very important, right? I'll give you a summary. I can't. Okay, this is Noel Clarke for Dummies. I want to be clear. Why did the police decide not to prosecute Noel Clarke? That's a very good question. That's the implication. Everything that hinges on understanding that if we are able to say that Noel Clarke will ever be able to get his life back or forever be convicted in the court of public opinion instead of a court of law. On that basis, I decided to do. Okay, again, dude, totally trust you. Fine. You see, this is how much I trust you, right? You can name the direct accusers. The direct accusers is mainly Gina Powell, so we're going to learn. So how many are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Not 20. Which is 8 women named, 8 named women, 6 anonymous, making which leaves further 6 accusers named whose stories were not told in the Guardian. So why was the Guardian not titled 14 women making accusation? Because 20 sounds better, doesn't it? Right? 20. And now if you say to, again, we're going to look at the crazers. They don't like it. Finally, investigators identified a number of people who either made statements on social media at the time or have suddenly been identified as part of events or who had previously had issues with Clarke, all of which are some relevant story. So Adam Deacon, David Fairbanks, James Christopher Floyd, Chrissy Chong. Chrissy Chong's on Star Trek, right? Star Trek Brave New Worlds. I like Star Trek Brave New Worlds. But yeah, she seemed a bit cunty. Mandeep Dillon and Rosie Day. Okay. Direct accusers. Finally. Gina Powell. Power's a former producer for Clarke who worked for him from September 2014 to March 2017. She was mainly involved in the production of Brotherhood, the third of the Hood trilogy. I've really got to see that, right? Really got to see that. She claimed Clarke continually harassed her. Well, again, when we see She-Hulk, we see there's some people. She's outside of a bar, and they're not. She's not being catcalled, right? She said, "Hey, do you want us to wait with you? Like, what's your name?" Okay. This is how normal human beings engage in sexual congress, right? This is called a mating ritual. I understand you may not be interested. That's cool, right? Nobody was ripping your clothes off and trying to rape you. They're saying, "Hey, how are you? What's your name?" Right? Don't be. And let's say they stepped over the line. Maybe they did, right? So then She-Hulk turns into Hulk and is going to murder them all, right? Is going to rip all their heads off and stomp on them because they said, "Hey, what's your name?" Maybe it's out of line, right? But I just think this is a difference in understanding in communication, right? Mainly, but I think that was the spark of it, but it seems to have twisted into something much more serious. She claimed Clarke continually sexually harassed her, would brag about a photo and video material held on a hard drive, and had a naked audition footage of another female accuser, Johanna James. Now, this is a ridiculous allegation, which is completely non-substantiated. But John's going to go into that, right? Now, that is the most serious thing, right? So if that's not true, or if that can't be substantiated anyway, I think everything falls apart. Power claims that she told James about the alleged footage in 2017, apparently taken 4 years previously during audition for the film Legacy, which Power herself has an existing producer on. The Guardian also claims she has spoken to 2 other women who witnessed this 27 conversation between Power and James. Look, maybe she missed. I'm trying to be charitable. I really am, generally trying to be charitable. But maybe she just misunderstood, right? Something. I don't know. Where we at? I've lost my place. I've totally lost my place. Fine. I've got it. Powell further claims that Clarke exposed himself to her in a car and groped her in a lift while in Los Angeles 2015. I don't know. I mean, okay, what reason does she have to lie at this point? Okay, let's say, but as the Janet James story can't be verified anyway, and there's actually evidence to the contrary, it throws everything into doubt now, doesn't it? So Powers seems to be the primary accuser of Clarke. She seems to be the glue holding the group of women together, and the Guardian's information makes it clear that she's been speaking against Clarke to a small group of insiders for the last 5 years, which is exactly the time frame that she lost her job working for Noel Clarke. Oh, she was fired. Was she fired? It sounds like it, doesn't it? Right? It sounds like she was fired, right? I don't know. Hell hath no fury, right? Women often get very upset at things like that, right? I have to tell you, the only thing I think feminists could really have against Trump, in all truth, is that he's made them into a stereotypical sexist view of women from the 1950s. Right, the 1950s, sexists would say, "Oh, women, they're too hysterical, they're too emotional to vote. Oh, they won't know what to do." Right, that's exactly the sort of sexist thing they'll say. And it turns out, well, Trump made them actually be insane that way. So that's a bit odd. And it's weird. It doesn't matter if you're there's people I know who I say are more intelligent than me and better educated. Gives them no immunity. It's really weird. So anyway, so she's saying this. It also makes it clear there are claims of a money dispute between Power and Noel Clarke's production company, Unstoppable, that marred her exit from the company in 2017. Okay, now you got motive. You got a shaky story, and you got motive to make to lie. If she is making this up, it's reprehensible. I'll tell you why it's reprehensible. Because it never occurred to me not to believe women before. Right? It never even entered my mind. Right? I'm like, well, why wouldn't you? Right? That's the normal person's response. But like, you know, you've made it harder for everybody by making this shit up, if that's what you've done, over money, which is as possible as what you're saying being true as you are making it up, right? So, okay, so she's upset about money. This could be the reason police did not consider accusations credible evidence of a crime. Well, okay. Where is the naked audition video? The Guardian gives no indication that it has seen it. Johanna James knows nothing about it until 4 years after it apparently happened, and there's nothing to suggest that Powell has a copy of it. So she's stirring the pot. She's stirring the pot, got caught in a lie, and she's dribbling down. Because here's what I worked out. The more wrong you are, the more harder you lean into it and the less likely you are to apologize, right? The more wrong you are, you can't come to terms with it. And a Guardian article, the casting director in the room denies that this ever happened. So I think, okay, you have evidence against it now, right? You have no evidence to support it, and you have evidence against it. You have a financial beef. Maybe you're a cunt. Look, you're saying Noel Clarke is an evil cunt. Maybe you're an evil cunt. I don't know. Never met you. Never met you. Noel Clarke always seems to be kind of a decent guy to me. I don't know. I don't think he doesn't strike me as the sort of guy. And again, I don't know him. Doesn't strike me as the sort of guy who would use force to get sexual favors or something. And also, look, the real truth is this: that monogamy is better, right? Monogamy, and fidelity. Men want to be faithful, and it's weird, but it's actually true. Men are happier when they're faithful, right? I couldn't imagine cheating on my wife. I really couldn't. I mean, it would just be like, oh, it'd be too sad. Right? He seems to be in a loving marriage, right? I don't know. I think if this is made up, this is some evil, messed up bullshit, right? This is evil, messed up bullshit. Fine. Would appear the Guardian made an error in a follow-up article some months later, 13, and invented let slip the identity of one other person present in the room at the time, who identified them as one of the only 5 people who actually went to the police. It's revealed that a surprising fact about them, which further raises the question of motive. I will come back to this later. Okay. It doesn't seem like Janet James was really on top of it. Oh, fine. 1 second. When did this? So yeah, we're talking about the audition tape. Furthermore, if we take Power on face value, when did she know about it? When did she see it, if ever? Safe to conclude. Well, look, John, may I tell you, this is where you're going to turn people off, right? Women don't like to feel like they're being bamboozled or interrogated into submission, right? It is a submission tactic, and what you're doing here, you are right. All your questions are ba-dum, right, but you gotta lay it out in a gentle way, right? Maybe I'm just saying it in a harsh way. It seems like it just doesn't make sense. There's too many questions about it. Safe to conclude that she would have known at some point she was involved in producing Legacy, but Powell was quite happy to keep quiet about it until she no longer had a job and was claiming Noel Clarke owed her money. Doesn't seem like Janet James was really the top of it. It does, doesn't it? It's look, I'm sorry, but this is bad stuff. With the exception of Powell acting as a witness for Philippa Crabb's story about being shouted at. She was shouted at? Oh, no. Really? Batman had his parents murdered in front of him. You know, like, really? Oh, you're the sound of that? Oh, no. Oh, for God's sake. Fine. So there's a person called Philippa Crab being shouted at. So it falls in the Garrett he said, she said. Powell also expects us to believe that despite Clarke allegedly exposed her in 2015, she carried on working for further 2 years. Yeah. Why'd you do that? Again, it doesn't. I don't know. Look, if I'm working for somebody and they get their dick out, I'm going to stop working for somebody. But then I'm a bloke, right? I don't want to see somebody's dick come out, right? Really? Yeah, I'm fine with just mine being around. Okay, I don't need anybody else's, right? Did the police conclude that Powell was too compromised by the animosity regarding her exit from Clarke's company to make a credible witness? Coupled with a video which hasn't yet been shown to exist, her claims are not strong as they first appear. Noel Clarke has denied them in the strongest terms possible on Powell's accusations of bullying and having ever seen explicit images. Look, I think it's safe to say that it's fair. It's a fair thing to say that it's credible that this is all made up. So Janet James, we talked about naked audition tape. She appeared in the Daily Mail on 2nd October 2021. This cited a tweet from the 1st of May 2021 in the state the police had told her there was no action against Clarke with the alleged naked audition tape, which again, there is no conclusive evidence exists beyond Powell's say-so. This makes sense. The police don't prosecute on thin air. I mean, yeah, what are they going to say? You know, the article further discusses the sketch James did with Noel Clarke and Jason Mazza on the show Greatest Ever Celebrity Wind-Ups, which appeared in episode 5, season 2, channel 5. In the sketch, Mazza pretends he has an allergic reaction, and James told him to pee by Clarke as the only way to stop the allergic reaction, much hilarity to choose. The problem is that the sketch was scripted and agreed on beforehand, and everything was not shot real life footage. Yeah, it wasn't real. Okay. Philippa Crab, production assist on Brotherhood, 2015, as well as general bullying behavior. He's your boss. You do what you're fucking told. Right? That's how working works. You know, you do. You can go get that. Go get that. Don't be useless, and I'm sure it'll be nice to you. Don't screw up. It'll be nice to you. Screw up, you're going to get your ass kicked. It's what working in the big wide world is, darling. One sentence where he claimed to have witnessed Gina Powell. She alleges that Clarke demanded sexual favors from her in return for a part of the film. The claim is hard to assess as she said, yeah, but one thing that does seem illogical that if no Clarke demanded sexual favors for parts, but as Crab says, she wasn't having any of it, then why did she get a part in the film? Crab is still in the movie, right? Point of the toxic casting culture characterized by Harvey Weinstein. But surely that's, look, this goes on. So, okay. I could spend hours on this, right? I really, really could. But let's go over here now. 1 second. Let's look at some fans' reaction to it. Because, again, these evil, evil shits, they just want to vilify someone, right? Because they're just evil shits. Yeah, okay, zoom in. And more on that, they just don't want to be wrong. They just desperately, desperately don't want to be wrong. There we go. So this guy, William, who I don't know him at all, he's got me blocked, right? I don't know him at all. He first started, I think he said something about him first, right? I don't have the initial trick, but he started it as he said, "Oh, that Noel's doing a live stream with me because I think it's wrong that we should not listen to John the White." So here's the incredible thing, right? This is how stupid these children are, and they are mind-meltingly stupid. It's that who cares who's saying it? Like, why is that a justification for not listening? No, white supremacist. No, it's not. You're just a lying cunt, right? I mean, it's just no. Whenever they say known, it means it's not known, but I would like it to be known that way, right? No, there's nothing to do, be known about at all, right? No, white supremacist. I mean, like, maybe he is. I don't know. He's friendly enough to me, and but you might notice I'm a bit Jewy. Bloody hell. I mean, like, I don't know. Racists normally can't hide their racism, right? Left-wing racists, they can't go more than 4 minutes without being talking about Israel if they know you're Jewish. And being defamatory and racist, right? Racists really can't hide being racist. I've never seen him be racist, right? Does that mean he's not racist? I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. But I've never seen anything. So when you say show the receipts, okay. So they say because he's a no way supremacist, then it's not. You shouldn't listen to him, right? So Noel said, "Well, you're full of shit." After he spoke about Noel, right? Again, William Who went after Noel, right? I've been informed that Noel is going to do a live stream on me because he thinks I'm wrong for saying that we should not listen to John the White. No, listen to everybody. You are wrong for saying don't listen to them. Listen to everybody. If they're full of shit, you'll hear it, right? The only reason not to listen to somebody is because you're full of shit yourself and you don't want to hear that you're full of shit. That's the absolute only reason, right? I'm not going to watch it as I don't fancy watching him send me abuse for an hour. Again, so why did you start up with him, mate? Okay, but any support to report the thing is appreciated. Why? Why do you need your critics to be silenced, right? Again, Billy the Who calls me out for defending Noel Clarke. His response. He's responding to you, right? This is funny. There's somebody in the chat section called Problem Being who acts as a mod because he's a mod, right? The stream encouraged me respectful and kind. He is. I mean, for God's sake. Okay, but keep hurling insults around. And apparently you can't say anything against Noel because because they removed it for defamation. Well, it depends what you're saying, right? I wonder how we can report the petition. I don't know what the petition is, but I'm on board. I'll sign it then. I'm sorry, he says horrible stuff about you. I won't always support you. You missed that too. I will always support. Well, that's lovely. Noel's own JTW, Noel Clarke, Problem Being, all a bunch of pricks. This person goes, put some thought. I agree. I mean, it's like they're on a panel show. Really? All those people are a bunch of pricks? I'm afraid so. Oh God, these people are so entertaining, right? Oh, they're so entertaining. He's literally offered to. Oh yeah, so I was being mean to Elephant Man, who's the voice of sanity. I say he's literally offered to have you on to talk about it. The least you can do is talk to him. If people talk to Lance videos and it went well, then at least you can talk to Tarzone, who really isn't as bad. I mean, again, Noel was very respectful, probably more so than me, right? Noel has everyone. Noel is his channel is very open, right? No one is entitled to be spoken to, especially if it's just so you can stop them to the face. No, not saying no. You don't understand. No, we're not saying that. The other thing it's entitled to, we're saying it's for your benefit, right? It makes you look bad, right? William is well within the right to ignore the offer. He is right. Everybody has a right to be a dick, right? The other man comes on and said he isn't ignoring him. No, he's not. He's responding right now. I think it shows weakness on William's part, frankly. And does his attempts to take down the street. Exactly. Don't be scared of free speech, right? The only reason you're scared of free speech is because you know you're wrong. Because you know you're full of shit. And you know you're full of shit, and I know you're full of shit, and we all know you're full of shit, right? It's that you're trying to save face, but you're very obviously full of shit when you do that, right? Why take down the stream? It isn't breaking any YouTube rules. Billy Boy is a coward. It seems to be to me. If he wants to encourage if he had the coverage, he would. He was called harder. So yes, but he can't. Right? None of them can. How pathetic. Noel Clarke is going to do a live stream on you? No. Maybe, but not that I know of. There's somebody attracted. Okay, problem being, yes, problem being it's a bit of a gimp. What? I'll give you that. I don't know what that means, but I hope it's complimentary. Bit of a gimp? Okay, one second. I got to find a gimp definition. Wait. Here we go. Gimp definition. We do all the impersonal important things here. U.S. Canadian offensive term slang for a physically disabled person, especially one who is lame. What? He's not. Firstly, I don't think he is. Secondly, if he is, it's a bit weird to rag on him for that, right? It was very strange. Slang a sexual fetishist who likes to be dominated and who dresses in leather and rubber bodysuit, bar sips, and chains. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised by any of that stuff. He's always seemed to be more of a top to me. I don't know. But again, if Brother Bean takes offense, I think he's got a good reason to. If he laughs it off, I think he's got a good reason to. However, it is literally the definition of defamation legally. There is no objective proof, Noel Clarke. It is he said, she said. But I don't like John, but I would recommend reading his article. Well, okay. Don't know why you don't like John, but yeah. Errors are down to. Like him, yet you're licking the boots in these reptiles defending everything he does. Again, this is not personality. This is facts, right? What he's saying is factual, right? Okay. Absolutely shocking. He would dare send you abuse. He would dare sending you abuse. Why is all this follows from Sweden? Absolutely shocking. He would dare sending you abuse. Okay. How is he sending abuse? In the form of a live stream, most likely making that BBC William Who look like they were wrong. But what if they were wrong? You can't force him to look like he's wrong. If they have a debate, then Billy can say what he wants. Maybe he'll destroy Noel's credibility. Maybe he will win the debate. But no, William Who is afraid. Well, obviously so, right? Obviously so. Just ignore the silly man who's proving us all wrong and taking away a hatred. I want to be hateful and he's not letting it, and I don't like it. Take a few take him seriously. Well, everybody here does. They're all shitting themselves. At least you're constantly a positive voice of fandom. He certainly isn't. Really? Okay, what do you mean positive voice? If you say that shit is good, I don't think that's positive, right? He would criticize the Jodie Whittaker era because it's very bad. Because it's objectively bad, right? That is why. The guy's not exactly doing himself any favors. How? Sorry to hear this. You've done the right thing. How? How is being a bigot a right thing? Right? I understand, but okay. I'm not sure why he seems to have an obsession with you when plenty of others call out John the White. For what? None of them ever bring the receipts, right? None of them ever can. The main thing I get out of this exchange is get off Twitter. You are so right. They're all weirdos. They are. They're all absolute weirdos. Do your best not to let it bother you. At the end of the day, it's their problem. You guys are just weird. Noel Clarke is a predator. How do you know this? Don't listen to power people. Don't listen to them power people act like the victors, but really he's the predator. How do you know? He claims he hasn't done anything wrong when 20 women, 14. Again, that you get the number wrong prejudicially. That does. Why doesn't that make you stop and go, oh, Oh, right, because you're a prejudicial cunt. That's why. 20 women had the bravery to stand up against him. We'll reveal what he did. Well, we went over them, right? And they didn't. They made basic accusations. This is cowardly from you. It isn't about John the White. It's about the law, Billy. Something you seem very uninformed of. You're trying to deplatform Noel now for responding to you. That's not how YouTube terms of services work. Well, kind of is. I mean, they're like, yeah, we support anybody who's on our team. Considering Will works, he can't join. Also, he was free. Why should he be? Oh, come on, everybody's free sometimes. Don't be a dick. Yeah, please don't give me that he's too busy. Really? Really? No, he's not. He spends his life on bloody Twitter. I mean, like, really? But again, if he doesn't want to reply, he doesn't have to reply. No one's forcing him to reply. Just, if you have the leg to stand on, you would. But you don't. So you don't, right? Considering we'll, fine. I don't think he'll do any more. Oh, Darren Emser. The fact the person feels compelled to do a bloody live stream in response is pretty pathetic. Don't pay him attention. Well, this is the social media he wants. Let him stream if he wants to stream. Why is everybody so? Why is there everything a fucking witch hunt with you lot? Because they have empty, pathetic lives, right? That's why. They have empty, pathetic lives. As this last bloke does. They just do. Empty, pathetic lives. What can I say? I think it's very good advice. Get off Twitter. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.